The godfather of the West Coast, now you know. With Dusty Vision on the side, we ride. Taking you back to where legends came alive. From ruthless roots to the studio scene. Classic tales that the world's never seen. Every Tuesday night we spark the heat. From 6 to 7, history on repeat. So sit back, tap in, and enjoy the vibe. If you love hip-hop, like and subscribe.
Yo, I'm back again. Yes, right, y'all. I'm back for the second time today. Actually, the third time today. We'll talk about that later on. From the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. This is from Eve After Dark to Concerts in the Park. You're live with your boy Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop. And this is how we do it every Tuesday. Me and my main man, Dusty Vision. What's up with you, Dusty?
Man, can't complain, Lonzo. I see you've been busy today, man.
Yeah, man. This is my third show today. I had one show. I don't know what happened, man. The green screen disappeared and I disappeared and I had to go back and do it again and start tripping again. I think I fixed it. Hopefully we'll see in a minute. That's for damn show.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, I'm trying to see if we're live. We should be live. Shout out to the chat. Hopefully they start trickling in. I know I saw. Yeah, all right. Let's see. There we go. There we go. We're good. We're good. There we go. I see us right now. Yeah, man. Yeah. So what was your other shows about, Lons?
I'm interviewing the various candidates for the various city offices that's up for election. Mayor, 2nd and 3rd district. Today I interviewed the treasurer, and I'm looking to do the ladies running for city clerk as well. What
are you learning while you're interviewing these cats? I know you've always really been into politics, especially local politics in your own city, but are you learning anything new right now?
Oh, live. Look here. I've come to the conclusion. I've always said it's two cats that's gonna always tell you a lie. One trying to get out of jail, and one trying to get into a woman's drawers. Now I'm gonna add politics. You trying to get into politics? It's a nigga, brother. Somebody would lie their ass off trying to get in office, get that vote. So I ain't calling no names. That ain't my job. And this podcast is totally different. I'm impartial over there. I got to stay impartial. I'm still impartial now. But I heard some things like, huh? What? You can do what? What? Boy, I can fly. I can, what did Temptation say? I can, I can make it rain whenever I want it to. Oh, I can build a castle out of a single grain of sand. Just vote for me. Yeah. Okay.
Interesting, man. Interesting. Yeah, you probably heard it all, man, in various different ways.
But here's the part that's interesting for me. I have been behind the curtain. I've seen how the wizard works. I've talked to the wizards, and it's a protocol. It's a protocol to get anything done on a municipal basis, whether it's local, state, or federal. And whether you're the mayor, the president, well, except for lately, you got to go through process to get things done, except for your boy up there, up top right now. Other than that, if you were whatever governor, you got to talk to people. You just can't make things happen. You just can't do things arbitrarily, but according to some folks, and those who don't know any different, if you don't know any different, you don't know anything about politics, the Congress, the Senate, City Council, whatever the case may be, the State Assembly or the Senate or the senators, you'll buy into things that can't happen. Then you get mad because you got played.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever thought about? Oh, go ahead.
No, you just get upset because you got played.
Have you ever thought about getting into politics? Is that ever your thing?
I've been asked to run on several occasions. I choose not to. One, I know I'm not very good at being told no. I'm kind of sprung on doing things my own way, and again, because you have to go through certain protocols, and you can find a great situation that will get shot down because one person don't understand, or one person don't care for you, or don't want to see you be successful. So to be exposed to a group voting situation and knowing how people don't think, I just say think, don't think. A lot of people don't think long term. They don't think how they feel personally, and again, that weighs and it has an impact on the decisions of any situation. So no, dude, I rather do it the way I do, and that way, you know, if it don't work, it don't work because I didn't make it work, and that's the mind of an entrepreneur as opposed to a politician.
Speaking locally, do you think the city of Compton is headed in the right direction, just all around, or in the opposite direction?
No, I think it's headed in the right direction. A lot of people are pulling for Compton, man. A lot of people are pulling for Compton in various ways, but we still have certain elements that take advantage of Compton's slow response to technology. Some of the previous administrations left some work to be done, and you know it's hard to move forward. You got to take care of old stuff. You follow me? You want to do this, and this.
Always playing catch up.
Always be playing catch up. So it takes years to fall behind, and like my partner always says, if you can't keep up, it's hard to catch up. So, and that's what you're working with. You know, we've been knocked down by a few different things, but it's moving up. It's definitely moving. It's just a matter of time. But again, like a lot of people don't understand, a city, a state, whatever it may be, it's like trying to bust a U-turn in a cruise ship. You can't bust a U-turn in a cruise ship. You can bust a U-turn in a rowboat all day long. You can do donuts in a rowboat. I tell you what, you doing donuts in the street in a Mustang or a Mustang or a Charger. Try and do that in the bus. Think about it like that. Try and do some donuts with a bus. It ain't gonna happen, Doc. It's not gonna happen. So same thing with trying to turn the city around. You're trying to do donuts with a bus, and that's not gonna work.
Talk to these kids out there, and not kids, but just people in general. You know how important it is to be involved in your local politics. You know, a lot of people think that a lot of things that happen in their cities and states comes from, Washington D.C. when in reality it comes from local officials. And I've been to city council meetings in my town. There's always 5 or 6 people. I've been to city council meetings in Compton. It's a handful of people. It's not the majority of the people who care about the city and what goes on around them. Talk to everybody about, local politics and how important it is to, go in that direction and start, trying to make things happen in your own place.
In the past 3-4 years, I've always been around politics, but I've never really got into how they work. I knew the politicians, but once you understand how it works, you'll really appreciate, especially local politics. Local politics. If you don't know your city council person, you're doing yourself an injustice. If you don't know your assembly person, you're doing yourself an injustice. If you don't know your state Senate representative, you're doing yourself an injustice. And you need to know the mayor. But if you can't meet those people, get to know their liaisons. I don't know Karen Bass, but I got a liaison number in my phone. I've gotten pictures with Karen Bass. Karen Bass would know my name if you put it on a Jeopardy question. But her liaison knows who I am. And that is how you get to these kind of people. The liaison is the one to go out in the public. Most of the time, the mayors, the congressmen, the assembly folks, they're doing things. They may be up in Sacramento or maybe at a high-level meeting, but when something has to get done and goes to the people, that's when you meet all the liaisons, all the representatives. And those are the ones that get the words back to the mayor or whoever you're dealing with to help you get things done. I just found out recently that an assembly person can help if you have an issue with your EDD or not assembly, but state senator or assembly. If you have an issue with your EDD, call your state senator. They'll get them on the phone right away. But because you don't know that, they'll tell you. If you have a problem getting anything done through a state organization, give us a call. They answer to us. They answer to us. So you have to know these kind of things. You're dealing with your own city. not only I'm involved in Compton, I'm involved in my own neighborhood. I'm the vice chair of the neighborhood council, Harbor Gateway North Neighborhood Council. And I kind of stumbled into that situation. And I'm sitting here, man, there's so much stuff that from street signs to lights to potholes to everything. Every city's broken down into different city councils. But then each one of those city councils has sub divisions inside of that. Like I'm Harbor Gateway North, there's a Harbor Gateway South, there's another one for Watts, there's another one for other parts for different parts of the city. And we're concerned with a certain area. But my area starts at like 120th down to 190th. That's like 70 blocks from Figueroa to Vermont. Okay? So anything happens in that area, trash, stop signs, police activity, we know about it. We know what's happening. We can find out what happened, tell you what we have monthly meetings and quarterly meetings, and they'll come, the police comes out, tell you somebody got shot over here, so. We got the trash up. And these are the kind of things that you have to be involved in if you want your city to be well maintained. But that's one of the problems, because it takes time. Sometimes during the week, I'm on Zoom calls, man, maybe six in a 4-day period. So if you got time and you really care, and that's the difference. It's easy to sit at home and talk shit about what's not being done, but it's another thing to take time out to see that it gets done, or at least get to know the people that can get it done. Make a big difference.
Definitely get involved, people. Definitely get involved. Well, let's move on, Lonzo, to one of the main topics tonight. It has been 7 years, March 31st, 2019, when we lost Nipsey Hussle.
Yes, sir.
Time is flying. 7 years ago, I remember we did a show the following week when that happened, and it was a sad time in hip hop. Take yourself back 7 years, man. When you woke up, however you looked on your phone, however you got the news, when you heard that Nipsey Hussle was shot, how did you feel initially?
I didn't know how to feel, Doc. I was in the studio sitting where I am right now. I was putting something together in the studio, and one of my youngsters was here, Megan Hands was here. And Megan Hands said, I heard him say, "Oh, shit." I said, "What's up, man?" He said, Nipsey Hussle got shot. I didn't really know who Nipsey Hussle was, man. He said, "Man, if that dude got shot, you know, that could be a major problem." Huh? Could it really? He started breaking me down who the guy was, and how he was attached to different situations, primarily the Rolling 60s. And he said, "Man, that could be a bad situation. That could be a bad situation." And through him, I became more acquainted with him. And as the days after he passed, more and more time passed, I became more and more aware who he was. But it was like, wow, I had no idea the guy had that kind of influence.
Yeah, and I was like you, Lonzo. I knew who he was, obviously, but I didn't really appreciate his music until he passed, which unfortunately it happens like that. But you said you never really knew about him either.
Well, I did know about him when he did that thing with he sold like 10,000 records for $100 or something like that. I remember riding down Crenshaw and I saw the posters. He had posters. Nipsey Hussle. I thought that was a slick name too, because I remember Nipsey Russell. I thought that was a real slick name, Nipsey Hussle. And then $100 for a record? What kind of shit? Who is this dude?
Actually, I'm gonna take that back, Lonzo. So what it was it was $1,000 per copy of mailbox money, with only and it was 100 physical copies only made for purchase. So he made 100,000 off of 100 physical copies of CDs.
Okay, all right.
Amazing.
I never heard a song though.
Yeah, nah. I mean, I probably have. Actually, yes, I have. I'm lying.
Then I saw who his girl was. I'm like, damn. He knocked Baby Girl. I'm like, okay, I ain't mad at him.
Yeah, Lauren London, fire. Shout out to Lauren London.
She looks thicker right now. I heard she just got a pile of money from his estate or something like that.
That's good. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Something about the marathon. She got something from the estate. Nice little check. A nice little chick. I ain't mad at her.
Yeah, yeah, good for her, man. So Nipsey did something that a lot of people talk about, but they don't do. He built in his community. He tried to make his community better. Talk about that aspect of Nipsey Hussle.
You know what, man? Anybody that's from a neighborhood that's seen the plight of a neighborhood, but know a neighborhood could be better. That's the driving force behind what guys like Nipsey and even me and other people do, because you know we can do better. Nipsey has had a vision right there on the corner of Slauson and Crenshaw for his marathon store, the whole little hookup. In fact, I remember him saying, I saw an interview where they used to hang out over that area over there, and they used to call the cops on him. And at one time he said, "Forget it, I'm just gonna buy it." And he did. You know, allegedly he did. He just bought it and justified him being over there. I think he was a victim of his own success, like so many other brothers are. You know, it's unfortunately it's real hard to hang in the hood and fly high at the same time. You're not gonna do both of them. You're not gonna do both.
And then we later found out that it was one of his own.
Yeah.
And I put "own" in quotes, obviously. That took his life. You know, sometimes it's the closest to you, Lonzo. What did you think when you first heard that? Damn, it was one of his boys.
You know, we talked about this, and my boy says, as bad as it seems, that was probably the best. That was the only thing that could have happened and not turned into a blood war in the streets. By it happening, by it happening from one of his own, which is sad within itself. But if it was somebody from the red team, it could have just blew up to a whole nother level. You follow me? And the street logic behind that makes sense, but still, it even makes it worse on some levels also.
Yeah. And I don't know if you passed that general area where that was set up, but last time I passed, I don't think there's been really anything that is there anymore where he had his storefront and everything.
It was blocked off for years. I know, but one thing I have heard is them marathon burgers supposed to be fired. Me and Snake Puppy and my other boy supposed to go check them out Thursday. We're supposed to go out to marathon burgers over in wherever it is in LA. You know, check them out.
That's definitely on the menu for me too. I got to go, and I'm not discouraged by the BS that happened. You know, it happens everywhere. Shit happens. So I'm definitely going to go to Long Beach. Next time I'm in Long Beach, I will be enjoying a marathon burger myself. I wanted it to die down a little bit. I'm not trying to wait in line for an hour and a half, 2 hours for no damn burger.
It's still like that?
What's that? Crazy?
It's
like a lot of people?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it is now. No, I was waiting for it to die down, so that's why I kind of haven't, you know, really jumped into it. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure I could get a burger within 15 minutes now.
I'll probably jump on the train because it's right there by the Pike, if I'm mistaken. I'll jump on the train and walk down there. Ain't no thing, and come on back.
Mm-hmm. Damn, the Pike, Lonzo, that was your spot back in the day, man.
Man, dude, every time I think about the Pike, I get chills, dude. The Pike was so cool,
yeah.
Dude.
I have older family members that used to tell me, man, I love hearing stories about the Pike, man. Take us back, man.
Man, the Pike was the coolest shit in the world, man. And when you walk, the Pike it was a long alley. That's why they call it the Pike. It was, you know, because if you think about Pike is a surfer word, okay? When the surf comes over, you're a surfer and and the water comes over your head like that and you're surfing right here, this is called the Pike, okay? When you first got to the Pike, you go down the hill. The Pike was like a little down a small hill, and first thing you saw was the bumper cars, and you had the Wild Mouse roller coaster. And then they had this so-called fun house. It was this big fat lady with a missing tooth on the front of it. She laughing the whole time. Never liked the fun house. But just the Pike itself, man, it was a low budget, fun place to be. It was like arcade. It was like a long arcade with snow cone shops and candy shops and This ain't no swank shit. Now this ain't no Disneyland shit. Okay, this ain't Disneyland by no means. This is sailors with their girlfriends, Marines with their girlfriends, cholos with their girlfriends, brothers with their girlfriends, girlfriends with girlfriends, and you just be out there in the pike chilling. It was like a big carnival. That's how I can describe. Like a big carnival. You ever walk through the carnival and you go down the midway of a carnival at the fair? That's what the pike was. They had a bunch of games that you could win. You got to throw the basketball. You could throw the baseball. You could knock down the milk, the steel belted milk cans, and they had little arcades. But these arcade games are antiques now compared to what we had in the 80s and 90s. Because they had one game I used to love. It was pretty much gambling. That's why they took it out of there. Because what it was a flat tray. It was a table with a piece of glass on top of it. Under the glass, there was these circles. In the middle of the circle was a dot. You would slide. It was and the glass had a thin slot between it. You would slide pennies under there. If the penny landed on the circle and hit the dot, it would turn the whole table over, and you get all the pennies. And that was my favorite game, aside from going back in the back and dropping them dimes in there and watching them various sex acts. It was a dime back then, bro. It was a dime. I'm 15, 16, man. I ain't never seen this before. Shoot, come on, Doc. They had pool tables. All of them had pool tables in them. Music was loud. Tattoo parlors. It was an outdoor swap meet / carnival / midway. It was. Oh, that might have been about a quarter mile long. Yeah, about a half a mile long. But it was free to get in. There was no admission to it. You just parked your car and started walking. You grabbed you some ice cream or whatever you wanted to eat, a big old hot dog or whatever. And some of the entertainment was watching the MPs beat up on the Navy men, or Navy fighting with the Marines and the Marines fighting with the MPs. Oh, dude, it was exciting. It was definitely exciting.
So, all right. So Long Beach and Compton have always had this relationship, right next to each other. There was always this Compton and Long Beach together. Now, we're in trouble. What was the general consensus of Long Beach, just in general, back in the day, to a brother from Compton that was growing up right next door to Long Beach?
All my family lived in Long Beach. All my family lived in Long Beach. My grandmother's sisters and all my grandmother's sisters and brothers lived in Long Beach. There's a song, Regulator, talk about 18th and Lewis. 18th and Lewis is a T street. It goes east and west, and Lewis, 18th goes this way.
21,
and Lewis
21, yeah.
21 and Lewis.
Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry. 21 and Lewis. It run right into each other, right? Well, at the end of that street was my auntie's cafe, Callie's Kitchen. They tore it. Well, they didn't tear it down. They remodeled it and turned it into some apartment buildings now. It was apartments in the back, but they took the cafe and turned it into an apartment as well. Me and Warren G had a conversation about 21 and Lewis, and he told me out of his own mouth, him and Snoop and Nate, all of them ate at my auntie's cafe back in the day. They grew up on, it was Callie's Kitchen. They were regulars at Callie's Kitchen. My Aunt Callie had some of the baddest burgers in the world. She would toast the buns, man. Oh man, she was doing smash burgers back then. We would drive, because there wasn't no 91 freeway back then. We would drive up Rosecrans all the way to Long Beach Boulevard, and Long Beach Boulevard at that time was like the car central from Long Beach. Going down Long Beach Boulevard, it was a bunch of car lots forever, all the way too long, all the way down there to the Pike. And that's how we got to Long Beach, man. And that's how we got to my auntie's restaurant. And like I said, I talked to Warren G about that and asked him, did he know anything about Callie's Kitchen? And he said, man, are you crazy? And I told him who it was. He agreed. That was some bad burgers, man.
Small world, man. What were the cops like back then in Long Beach? Because I know when I was coming up, it was kind of known, don't mess with the Long Beach police. What were they like back then?
You know, I never had to run in with the Long Beach police, other than with my parking. It was like mid 2000. They had I was going to an event to meet KRS-One. He was performing in Long Beach, man, and it was just really crazy because they said at 9 o'clock. It's one lane I was in. It was a bus lane, but it flipped up at 9:01 to a regular lane for the regular traffic. And it was like 8:59 or something like that, and I got caught up. And next thing I know, I had a ticket, but the cop didn't come to court, so I'm cool.
There's a random question, but was that KRS-One concert at the Blue Cafe in Long Beach downtown off of Broadway and Long Beach Boulevard, Long Beach? I mean, in between Pine and Long Beach.
Is that
if you remember?
Was it downstairs?
Downstairs. Yep.
Yes, sir. Yep.
I promoted that. That was my show, Lonzo. I promoted that show. I promoted if it was 2006 or 2007. One of the. Yeah. There it is. Yeah. When you said that, I'm like, wait, I think that was one of my venues. I used to promote heavy back in Long Beach around that time.
I went to that show.
He wanted his music so loud. That's what I remember about him. He wanted his music louder, and I'm deaf already, but my ears were ringing, man. But he gave a great show. But for that little ass venue, he wanted his shit loud.
I was there.
Damn, that's funny, man. That's hilarious.
I was there. I don't know who invited me, but I was there for sure. That's how I got the ticket. Yeah.
It was a big deal. It was a big deal. I remember. It was a big deal. I remember we paid him and everything. And yeah, that's dope, man. Tall dude. I didn't even realize he was that tall.
I didn't realize it. When I was with him other night, man, that dude was like 6'4". He's a big dude.
I was like, God damn.
He's a big son of a bitch too.
Yeah.
Big corn-fed son of a gun. You know who else is the big dude? People don't realize Afro Man.
Oh yeah, okay, I can see that. Okay.
Afro Man, I got a picture with me and Afro Man maybe about 2 or 3 years ago. I didn't, because when I first met Afro Man, he was not that big. I guess he been eating out of that goddamn Mama Living pound cake. That something is huge, okay? Afro Man, but if you were a linebacker, if you were a running back, and you had to run in the Afro Man, you'd have a problem. Or KRS-One, you'd have a problem. They would make some hell of a linebackers, okay? Yep.
Damn, somebody brought up Signal Hill, Lonzo. Did you ever take any girls up to Signal Hill? That was my spot in the 90s, boy.
Signal Hill, I didn't. The Signal Hill, when homeboy got killed at Signal Hill, I took that off my map.
Oh, that's right. You know, talk about that. I remember that story. It was
Ron Settles. Was it Ron Settles?
Settles. That sounds familiar.
Was it Ron Settles?
Let me see. Signal Hill. Ron Settles, Settles. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that was 81. Okay, so that was before my time. So it was probably the news had already trailed off by then. But 1981, Long Beach, he went to Banning High School. He was arrested by the Signal Hill police in 81 and died while in police custody. What do you remember about that?
I remember I went to jail shortly after that, and I was getting death. That's what I remember. I got picked up for carrying a pistol, and they couldn't find my clothes, man. All I could think about was Ron Settles, dude. Me and this cop this was when me and that cop was having issues, and he got Ron Settles. He died a couple of weeks. Yeah, he got wet. They found him dead in his cell. Put it that way. And when they kept telling me they couldn't find my clothes, dude, I just knew I knew they was out to get my ass. Oh my God, this ain't gonna turn out well at all for me. And thank God they found my clothes. I got the hell up out of there.
All right, so you told a story years ago. It's been a while, actually. I don't think you told this one in a minute, but you told a story, and I'm wondering if it's related. You told the story where you said this is the last time I'm gonna carry a pistol or an illegal pistol or something like that.
Yeah, man. It's funny. I told the story earlier today because I got.
Get the fuck wow.
I told the story earlier today because I got to do an event in Compton. I'll tell you about that too. Yeah, man. I was parked, and I was up to no good with me and my girl was up to no good. It was one of the nights I had no money. I'm trying to have a little fun. Cop rolled up on me. I got my gun in my briefcase locked. I got the bullets in the glove compartment locked. Cop pull up on me. I'm cool. But what's in the briefcase? Nothing. He took his knife, popped that motherfucker, found my gun. Gun empty. Where the bullets? I don't have no bullets. He messed around there, looked all over my car. took my glove compartment, popped it open with his knife, found my bullets, put the bullets in the gun, took my ass to jail. Okay, said the gun was in plain sight, sitting next in my lap. Damn, man, come on, man. So anyway, I go to jail. I go to jail in Linwood, but you go to court in Compton. It's a mystery. At that time, it was a misdemeanor to have a possession of a firearm. So I went to jail. I called my buddy, called my other cousin. I got the maximum fine is $1,500. I got $4,500 waiting on me in court. I got cash. I ain't broke. I'm even popping. Just get me out, get to the pad, you got your money. Man, they give me an OR. I talked to the DA, give me an OR. So I take the OR, but I go back. They put me back in the little handcuffs and shit. Put me back in the room. Next thing I know, I'm on the bus. And other cats is getting out. Well, you got something. We're gonna let you go down in the county. Okay. Man, they put me on the county bus, dude. That was the worst bus ride I ever had in all my life. I'm handcuffed to a Latino dude. He going through something real bad. He's shaking and slobbering on himself. We tied together. Get down there. They fit him someplace. They put me down there, and all of a sudden, here comes some big buff brother. He's talking shit to the deputies. I don't know whether this shit was planned or not, because it worked on my ass real well. He comes through talking to shit to the deputies. You punk ass cops, boo, 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 boo. They take homeboy in this room in front of everybody. All you heard was furniture moving and He come out a few minutes later, all he was doing was whimpering. He wasn't no marks on him or nothing. He just kept, I said, oh shit, this ain't the place for me to be. I got a Jerry curl. Jerry curl that walked in is luxurious. They put that D-louse and shit on my Jerry curl and some water, man. That shit dried up, something horrible. Gave me a bologna cheese sandwich with no mayonnaise. I like my mayonnaise on my bologna cheese, but the cheese hard as a son of a bitch. I gave it away. I ate the orange. They put me in the release room. I go straight from intake to release. Whole set of cats get out. I'm still sitting there. More guys come in. Whole set of guys go out. I'm still sitting there. I got picked up Saturday nights or Sunday night, Monday morning. I went to court. It's Tuesday. I'm still sitting in jail. I went to court Monday. It's Tuesday. I'm still sitting in jail. And they can't figure out what's going on. Nobody, they can't figure out what's going on. So finally, one deputy was halfway cool. He said, man, you've been here all the whole shift. What's happening? I don't know. They said they can't find my clothes. I said, I wear this damn sweatsuit out, this jumpsuit out of something. Just get me to the door. Can't do that. It's the county property. Go sit over here. This is honest to God truth. I'm sitting there on the bench, and somebody said, Lonzo. And the brother behind the counter for the clothes, for the laundry, he was my car club buddy, neck bone. He was in charge of clothes. So he said, hey, man, what's going on? I said, man, I got picked up. They said I can't find my clothes. So I got my dumb ass up to walk over the neck bone. Man, they like to whoop my ass. Where the hell are you going? So he asked the deputy to bring me over to where he was, and the deputy did. And I told him what I was wearing. All I had was some jeans and a t-shirt. And he said, what's your name? What's your number or whatever? And whatever it was, they had my t-shirt turned in backwards, scared the shit out of me. So he gave me my clothes. I'm getting ready to go home. So I thought. I'm walking down the hallway. They got the tape on the floor. Nuts and butts and shoulders on the wall. Nuts and butts and shoulders on the fuck you talking? What the fuck is that shit? I'm walking down the middle of I'm thinking it's a hospital. I'm walking down the middle of the line, okay? Deputy get in my face talking much shit, so old dude snatch, hey man, you put your shoulder against the wall. We gotta walk nuts and butts. Oh, okay. Tight squeeze. Get to the damn release room. The door is right there. I'm sitting there waiting for my name to be called. My name is last name starts with a W. Man, I don't know where this dude come from, but this African dude came in. He had no arms, man. He had no arms, none. He hadn't taken a bath or wiped his ass in days. Nobody wanted to fuck with him. He comes sitting his Watanabe ass. His last name was Watanabe. I'll never forget as long as I live. He set his funky ass next to me. I'm sitting there, nose is damn near bleeding, eyes is watering. This motherfucker is shrieking of all to be damned, okay? And they called my name. They called my name finally after about 20 minutes of sitting next to this skunkified brother. I felt sorry for him, but fuck that, I want to go. Man, they called my name and said, Alonzo Williams. Yes, sir. You're a remod. What the fuck is a remod? What the fuck is a remod? That means you're going back through the system. What the fuck you know what I do? I'm not, nigga, now. Now, I'm terrified, dude. I'm like, what the fuck you mean? Hey. So I get up to go ask the deputy what's going on. Somebody's getting in my face again. Where the fuck you think you're going? Sit your ass down, blah, 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 blah. All right, man, cool out. Shit, okay. So I'm sitting down, trying to stress it. This motherfucker's about to take me back in there again. I just got my clothes after 2 days, and I'm sitting and I'm trying stressed out. One of the deputies came in there, and at that time, I was studying the craft. We don't get all that right there. And I hit him up. He hit me up. I hit him back. He said, "What's happening?" I said, "Man, it says they can't find my clothes." He said, "I'm a remod." That's what I'm thinking. I'm a remod. He said, "You got any money?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Have a seat over here. I'm gonna see what's happening." He went and found out. He went and looked at my record. Come to find out, I had a warrant I didn't know about. This warrant has been following me all day long. I had a warrant for FG. FG. Do you know what FG stands for? Fish and fucking game. Fish and game. And when he said it, I knew exactly what the hell happened. Me, my brother, and my cousin Joe was all out fishing at R0LLN Park one afternoon, and Fish and Game warden walked up on us. It was my brother's birthday, and Joe had a broken leg. The guy asked us for our fishing license. We didn't have no fishing license. So he gave me the ticket. He didn't want to mess up my brother's birthday, and Joe already had a problem with the broken leg. Oh, you got a broken. I'm gonna give the ticket to your buddy. Y'all get together and pay the ticket. It's only $10. Okay. All right, cool. Forgot all about it. By this time, the warrant is $40. I got $300-400 in my pocket. Baby, take the money out of my, get me up out of it. And he did. And that's how I got out of jail. But I still had to go to court for the gun. And I went to court for the gun. Now I had to go back to court for the gun. And that's what the judge told me. Mr. Williams, this is like your second time being in jail for a pistol. I just got off of summary probation. He says, I'm going to give you probation one more time with this stipulation. If you get caught in Compton with a water pistol, you got a guaranteed year on me. Got you, Judge. I got you. I heard you. I'm out of here. I ain't doing that. I'll stop carrying guns after that shit. Yes, sir.
Damn. All right. Someone says the sound went out, but I'm confirming with the chat if it's only one person or if it's everyone else. But let's go ahead and take a time to reset. We're past the show. I'm gonna remind everybody to hit that like button if you haven't already. Please hit that like button. It really helps out the channel. And if this is your first time joining the channel and you like what you hear, you are tuned into N.W.A. Stories with Alonzo. Hit that subscribe button. We are here every Tuesday. And after this, at 7 o'clock on my channel, I'm going to be doing a 7-year tribute to Nipsey Hussle. I interviewed a bunch of people and just giving our thoughts on Nipsey Hussle. I got people from South Central Cartel. I have some other, local acts. I have other people who are big in the community. So join me after this for my tribute to Nipsey Hussle. I'll post the link in the description. Alonzo, tell them about Band Buzz, man.
Band Buzz is for those people who want to sell music, not just stream it. Streaming is fine, But if you want to get paid on site for your after a performance, you need Band Buzz. If you want to get paid when you're not even there, you need Band Buzz. Once you sign up to Band Buzz, you get a QR code. You promote that QR code to your fan base anywhere in the world. They can buy your music. You'll get paid while you're sleeping. You can sell your merchandise. You can do meet and greets. You can do special events all on Band Buzz. You can sell tickets on Band Buzz. Band Buzz has a new AI feature, and I forgot the name of it. It's called what was it called last week?
His name was, damn, it was a cool ass name, fly name too. I can't remember.
Morton or some shit like that.
Chester, some shit, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we're adding an AI feature that will act as your booking agent to help you book shows, find shows in your area, do analysis for where your product is being sold at the most, and we are in the process of becoming a Billboard charting organization. So whenever you sell product through Band Buzz, it will be counted through the charts, so you can move up the charts and get more bookings and sell more records. Band Buzz, if you want to sell records and not just stream them, and you want to get paid per sale as opposed to pennies per play, per stream, you need Band Buzz. It's free on Android and Apple. Just go to Band Buzz, folks. Tell them Lonzo sent you.
Yeah. And everybody, make sure you, I see a couple questions in the audience. I'm definitely copying and pasting them right now. We'll get to them this half of the show. Before we do that, Lonzo, you mentioned you have an event coming up in Compton.
Yeah, I got a call yesterday, man. One of my buddies is a judge. It's funny. I got judges for buddies now, man. One of my buddies is a judge, and he referred me to another judge, and they have a program in Compton called the Community Coalition Program. And basically what it is, if you end up in a with a case and you're looking to, and it's not a murder case, something like that, something petty, as opposed to sending your ass to jail, you go through a program. And they will not only not send you to jail, but it will take it off your record after a year's time, provided you don't do anything else stupid. So they have a graduating class next Wednesday, and I'm the speaker. I'm gonna tell this story right here about me going to jail in Compton, and the judge almost doing me the same favor. Hey man, it wasn't a formal program, but he saw I was a knucklehead, and I explained to him, I carry a lot of money, man. He said, I understand that, but you can't carry a gun. Figure out something else to do. And if you do it again, I'm gonna give you a year to think about it. So yeah, same kind of program. Wasn't official, but I'll never forget Judge Thomas Mills gave me that break. Yes, sir.
There it is. All right, let's see. Marlon says, yo, Unc, was the term in the place to be started with Wrecking Crew? Because after surgery, I heard Full Force use the same term in the song Unfaithful, and I thought they bit that phrase from you.
In the place to be was kind of a universal saying, man. We might have started from Dougie Fresh. You know, it was one of them hip hop sayings that everybody kind of used. We used it. It was universal, man. So no, I can't tell you. I can't say we created it, but it definitely was a part of our vocabulary.
Strictly Funk says, Lonzo, do you got any Spice One stories?
Spice One? No, I sure don't, Doc. Can't tell a lie.
Let me ask you, let's take it up north a little bit, Lonzo. What do you remember? Because while you were doing your thing in LA and other people were doing their thing in LA, up north, they were creating their own thing too. They've been known for the independent game just as long as anyone else. You know, they definitely coined it. What do you remember, if anything, about what was going on up north while you were doing your thing down south?
You know, up north was always a little different, man. They were a little bit behind us for a while. By the time we started some of our first shows were in Sacramento, San Francisco, and it was like we were huge up north. I didn't see any artists at that time. Now, Too Short was around, but he hadn't hit yet. You know, we hadn't got to the pimp era yet of hip hop. He was still doing this thing on the streets, but he hadn't blown up yet. But they had a lot of venues for us to perform in. I never forget, we went to this club called, it was in Fremont. Went to this club, it was a huge warehouse. I mean, I have never been to. This is the biggest club I've been to in all my life. This club was like 4 warehouses, man. Like 4 warehouses, and dude, it was just. We walked in the club at about 9:30 after the show. Whenever we got there, I couldn't find nobody till the next morning, man. Nobody. I didn't see him again. We walked in the door. We went our separate ways. I didn't see anybody else in the wrecking crew until the next morning, like 4 o'clock in the morning, dude. Everything had thinned out. But that's that. And I never forget one of the first shows we booked in San Francisco. They booked us. The hotel was a home motel. It was on Fremont. What was it?
know what you're talking about. They call it the something. Marlins would know what they call that. There you go. The Fillmore District.
Fillmore District. Yeah, Fillmore District. Yeah, we lit the Fillmore District, man. And man, it was holes everywhere. The elevator was a trip because it didn't go all the way up. It didn't go all the way down. The floor, either you was above the floor, or you had to jump up or climb out. One to two. None of the rooms had bathrooms in it. It was every floor had a shower. Every floor had a toilet, but there was none in your room. You had a bed and a heater. That was it. Oh, they got us out of there real quick. There was holes everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, that's the interesting part. It still looks damn near probably the same it did back then. Probably a little bit worse, actually.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy, man. So, but some of our best shows was in San Francisco, Oakland. I never forget we played Pittsburgh, California, which is just outside of Oakland. And the first time I ever seen somebody put on a billboard, Dr. Dre and the World Class and the Wrecking Crew. Boy, we was mad. We all was mad. They put
Dr. Dre and the World Class Wrecking Crew?
And the World Class Wrecking Crew. Nigga, we was pissed.
Why do you think they did that?
I don't know. Only person that ever did that other than that was Uncle Jam's Army. They did that just to piss me off. Yeah. We played Pittsburgh. They had Dr. Dre and the World Class Wrecking Crew. And then, like I said, Uncle Jam's Army, there's a poster, an old poster my buddy has, and it says Uncle Jam, Dr. Dre and World Class Wrecking Crew.
Interesting. Okay, huh?
Yep.
Wow. Was there a standout in the group, Lonzo? If you look back at groups, Andre 3000 is the standout in Outkast. Eric Sermon is the standout in EPMD. Was there a standout in World Class Wrecking Crew, or were you guys at that time all pretty much equal?
We were pretty much equal, but Dre kind of stood out. Dre had more songs about him than anybody else. We had Surgery about Dr. Dre. We had He's Bionic by Dr. Dre. We had House Calls about Dr. Dre. So them 3 songs alone, and in our CBS album, we had a song called BS, Bullshit, and that featured Dr. Dre. So when you have those many, because the whole purpose, one of the goals behind World Class Wrecking Crew was to have multiple songs, have songs about everybody in the group. That's why Slice is about DJ Yella. When Dre joined the crew, we did Surgery behind him because Dre was easy. The whole doctor thing was real simple. And then by the time we got to our World Class album, we just did everybody on Lovers. And the same thing with Turn Off the Lights. So that was my intention, was to make a record for everybody. Mine was going to be Bass Cadet. Never got around to doing that Summer Gun. Wrote the song, never did it, never recorded it.
Bass Cadet. Is that what you said?
Yeah, Bass Cadet.
Oh, okay. That's dope. Okay. Yeah. So it was a space theme kind of thing, I'm assuming?
Yeah, we do it. We was all in that futuristic shit. So, basically, we Horny Computer and what else we had? We had Horny Computer and something else that had some futuristic shit to it. So we was going to follow up with that and just have a funky ass bass line to just to make the club just rock. And just never got around to doing it.
Okay. Yeah. Still ain't too late, Playboy. Still ain't too late.
It ain't too late.
All right. So last week, Lonzo, we discussed briefly, because we were roundtable discussion at the event in LA a couple of weeks ago. And one of the things that you mentioned stood out to me. So I kind of wanted to elaborate with that. You mentioned that we created hip hop, but we also effed it up. I think that was almost the exact phrase that you used. So my question for you, I want to take it a step further. Was there one single event that you could point to in hip hop of us fucking it up, or was it an accumulation of things that got hip hop to where it is today?
It was accumulation of things, man. Hip hop's direction changed, and the diss era became so prominent in hip hop. Hip hop is the only genre of music I know of that newcomers into the music try and make a name by trying to take out the current superstar. You know, they make diss records against them. They try to find ways to battle them. And hip hop has always been controversial. It's been one of those in-your-face art forms, especially because it's so heavily lyric-based. So you got people that's saying things about people that's not true, but just oh man, that's dope. Oh man, what you gonna do about that? And it's almost in some ways, it's almost like some schoolyard bullshit. You hear what so and so said about you? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I gotta go make an album. I gotta go make a diss track. So that became the whole premise of hip hop at some point in time. And then after the lyrics got so degenerative and so personal, then fists started flying. You got crews going to Jack the Rapper. They going to the New Music Seminar. And they fighting in hotels. Now, R&B never had that problem. Charlie Wilson and Roger Troutman ain't had no shit like that. Freddie Jackson, they don't do shit like that. But now all of a sudden, you got crews of young black men going to hotels to events that's been going on for 15, 20 years. Ain't never had no problem with somebody throwing up some drinks or somebody catching somebody with an old lady or some shit. But now, folks is out here doing all kind of dumb shit regularly. And at some point in time, when fists wasn't enough, bullets started flying. Then you got guys getting shot. Then you got stars getting shot, man. And it's been a decline ever since. You got stars getting shot, Tupac, Biggie. They getting shot, man. You know, and then like you said, like we've already confirmed at one point, we was doing a death a week, man. We were doing a death a week, easy. I think out of 50 shows, we did like 47 guys die.
I remember that. We had to pull back a little bit, like, damn, man, it's been every week, every other week.
And now, with death being so common in the game, let's bring out the booties. You know, let's bring out the females. You know, you had Queen Latifah doing her thing. They was all uplifting and the crowns and MC Light. And I was, oh no, that ain't working. Give me something that's going to degenerate. Give me some oohs and ahs from another direction. You get the whole phase. And the whole phase, and one thing about hip hop is always looking for another level of shock value. It's always looking for another level of shock value. So when the fists stop flying, the bullets start flying, and they're shooting up different things. All of a sudden, you start hitting some prominent people. And then when the female came in, because it took a long time for females to have any real weight in hip hop. Yeah, girls was respected. Eve was respected. MC Light was respected. So was Queen Latifah. But they didn't have the same weight as Lil' Kim. When they come up with half naked, and then the shit started. It got popular, but it got popular for the wrong reasons. It wasn't popular for the music. It was popular for the lyrics and how nasty you could be and how perverted you could be. And here we are as a whole generation of grown folks, and ain't nobody saying nothing. So as these kids see this generation of girl rappers getting away with this right here, now you get other folks. My pussy is pink. My pussy is brown. You know, you get all the degenerate shit. And now Then you still got these same folks still trying to go to award shows and bring that same street bullshit to the award shows. Now you don't have award shows no more. Took a while for us to fuck it off, but we did a good job. Soul Trade Awards, BET Awards. Nobody wants to bother with that shit, man. Even the Essence Awards got hijacked. They got hijacked by some non-melanated people.
Didn't they cancel the BT Hip Hop Awards last year or something? Or am I tripping?
They're canceled now. Yes, they canceled this year. Yeah, I mean, dude, the superstars. I can say superstars. The most popular people of the day. They're not ready for public presentation, doc. Well, Sexy Red is acts like that or your prominent acts, dude. They're not ready for prime time, doc. Who do you really want that represented? Your black girls? Come on, man. All the freedom in the world can't justify that. Like all the liberation in the world can't justify that. But there is a group of people that will do their best to justify and hate on me for saying what I just said. But you know, in your heart of hearts, that's some bullshit, man. I asked a lady one time, do you really want your daughter to listen to this bullshit? If that was your daughter, would you really want her to represent you like that? If she was getting paid, see, that's the problem. All money ain't good money. And that's something that we as a people, some of us didn't learn that all money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. And that's the problem, dude. That's the biggest problem we have with the internet. Because one thing about the internet don't care what you say as long as somebody clicks to hear you say it. If they clicking in disbelief or in amazement, don't make a difference. It's still a plus. Drewski it went through the roof because they can't believe he dressed up like a woman and did a good job of it. Now, just as many people from the MAGA side like, fuck him. I don't believe what he do. Bang, they clicked it. What? People on our side clicked it. They crazy. Still a click, baby. Still a click. It still got the click. That's all that matters. They put the ads on there. He gonna get his money. Afro Man, wear all American suits. Put on all American suits. He got so many memes and shit going on social media right now behind it at lemon cake shit is ridiculous. And people want to know what happened. And I don't have time. Yeah, I got time to say this. This is the perfect example. Afro Man is a modern day example of how people don't understand hip hop. It's the third time that I've witnessed in my life how a so-called establishment has boosted somebody to a whole nother level. Okay? It happened first with Luke Skywalker and 2 Live Crew. When Disney sued them, before Disney sued them, it was just some underground shit. Underground, nobody tripped on them. When Disney sued them and they won their case, they went through the roof. Okay? N.W.A. had made F the police, and it wasn't that big of a deal until they got that FBI letter. Took them through the roof. Afro Man, if you'd have gave that man, helped that man fix his door and fix his gate and give him back his money, you wouldn't get it, and he wouldn't have had to do what he did to try and get the money to fix the gate and fix the door and hopefully force you to get his money. But you're gonna try and sue him on some bullshit and lost. Now he ain't gonna. He's like a bulldog. He got your ass. He got you. But did you hear some of the jurors? I gotta change the subject. You hear some of the jurors talking about the judge, how the judge pulled him in his chambers and was asking him, "Did you not understand my instructions? Why would you let him? Why would you let him get off? And why would you not vote in favor of the police
Wow.
department?" Oh yeah. Yeah. A few of the jurors are online right now talking about the judge pulled him to the side. Like, hey man, you were supposed to hang him. You can't let him do that. That show you how the game was played, man. But again, they tried to shut him down, and all you did was blow him up.
It's a cold game, man. Wow. All right, Lonzo, let's go on and wrap it up, man. Great show. Please hit that like button, guys, if you have not already, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you're feeling a little friendly and you want to donate to the channel, there's a little $ right by the chat that you can do that as well. We definitely appreciate it. As soon as I am out of here, please join me on my channel. I'll post the link one more time in the description. We're going to be doing a tribute to the late, great Nipsey Hussle. So please join me as soon as this show's over. Lonzo, hit him with that outro, man.
For those who never heard of me, I'm the first one to put Dr. Dre in the surgery, stuck Ice Cube in the freezer until he got cold on the eve after dark 50-yard line at the Super Bowl. In the movie Straight Outta Compton, they played me like a hater of rap. Don't believe in the Hollywood bullshit because it was all cap. My history goes deeper than you will ever know. Just remember that N.W.A. stands for Not Without Alonzo. Peace, y'all.
Welcome to N.W.A. story with Lonzo, the godfather of the West Coast. Now you know, with Dusty Vision on the side, we ride, taking you back to where legends came alive. From ruthless roots to the studio scene, classic tales that the world's never seen. Every Tuesday night we spark the heat, from 6 to 7, history on repeat. So sit back, tap in, and enjoy the vibe. If you love hip hop, like and subscribe.